Hey everybody, what's going on? Juan here, welcome back to the channel. In a previous video, we took a look at the PlayStation Now service. It's not something that I used on a frequent basis, but it was always there. I was always curious about it. I had tried it way back in the day, and trying it recently, I still was not a big fan of it because some of the features. You can check out that video right now on the channel. So I figured, let's switch things up a little bit. No actual pun intended, but it's a little too late for that. Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch Online service, which when it first came out, you could play all of the games online no problem, whether it was Mario Kart or anything else. But Nintendo did say that eventually they would be introducing a price, and we're going to be looking at the service, which for context, right now I'm sitting here at the Nintendo eShop. You see, if you click Nintendo Switch Online, you see membership options. Currently, I am under the family membership, and we'll be taking a look at that very soon. But when you go to the membership options, here are the ones that you can see. So you can pay $4 a month. So let's say you're a casual gamer. You don't play games a lot, you don't play online a lot. So maybe just $4 a month gets the job done. You can also save a little bit more money with $7.99 every 3 months. But the biggest deal of them all for an individual membership has got to be the year, which is $20. Consider the fact that Xbox Live, PlayStation Plus, those are $50 to $60. You can sometimes get them for cheaper on sale, but this is $20 flat. Now, if you scroll just a little bit more, you'll see that this is $34.99 for 12 months family membership, and you're like, okay, so how many people does that include? That includes up to 8 different people. So when you divide it, you're saving yourself a lot of money. So this is excellent if you have multiple Switches at home. If you have a group of family or friends that all of you play together, you can divide that cost and you end up saving a ton in the process. Now, the main event of the Nintendo Switch Online service has got to be the ability to play classic games from the NES days, and we'll be taking a look at a couple of those games and some of the special features that you may or may not know about. But before that, let's go over all the key features for the Nintendo Switch Online service, and the main one has got to be the online play. If you go to the eShop, you can actually see that you can scroll down and you see all of the games that require this. So for local play, this is not a problem. This is exclusively to play online. You see Super Smash Bros., Overcooked 2, Diablo, any game that requires online for multiplayer, you need the service. You also get access to a cloud. This has become a common thing for Google Drive, Apple, PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live. There's been a lot of criticism for the one for the Nintendo Switch because not all of the games support the cloud. One of the main games that does not support the Nintendo Switch Save Cloud is Splatoon 2, which is a big deal because it's a multiplayer game. A lot of people pour many hours into it, so if you love to play that game, definitely take care of your Switch. There's also a smartphone app, which the moment that it was announced, people were just asking themselves why. Games like Fortnite support voice chat functionality, and apparently other games can now support that down the line. But initially Nintendo said, hey, you can do voice chat on your phone, you can invite friends on your phone, but you have the console. Why can't I just do those in the console? But it does seem like that's going to be a thing of the past, but regardless, you have a smartphone app that you can avoid using. One of the other features is exclusive offers for Nintendo Switch Online members. Now, admittedly so, the Switch already has plenty of great deals on the eShop, and I don't think I've seen anything that is exclusive to me as a member, although the only people that can buy a 2-pack of NES-style classic controllers that you can use with the Switch are those people with the Nintendo Switch Online service. I haven't gone that because it's unnecessary. We have the Pro controller, I have an 8-bit controller, we have the Joy-Cons, but if you like the style of the classic controllers when playing the classic games for the NES, that is an option that you have, so you continue to enjoy those games. But with all that being said, let's now showcase the main reason you possibly want to subscribe to the service, which is the Nintendo Entertainment System Nintendo Switch Online app, which you get as a free download the moment you subscribe. And this contains all of the NES library that they currently have available. Initially, this was going to be a rotation, so you were going to have access to about 3 games a month, but they figured that's a terrible idea, so as you can see, they have a ton more games, and they add a couple every single month, so depending when you're watching this video, there may be more games showcased in the service. So let's just quickly gloss over all of this. And when you see SP, that's really important because those are technically ROM hacks. Those are modified versions of the games that sometimes make it a little bit easier for you. They give you access to items that you usually get only at the very end of the game, or sometimes with games like Ninja Gaiden, they actually crop out a large portion of the game, so if you just want to get to the very end of it, you can. But before we showcase some of the games, let's go to the left because Obviously, you can play by yourself, you can also play with up to 2 people locally, but you see there's also the Play Online button. What this allows you to do is actually play online with a friend with any of the games that support it. But say you're playing some single player games, or you're just playing something and you want them to watch, they can actually just watch you play and they can clap on screen. I don't know why, but you also get some additional options with a CRT filter, pixel perfect. We're just going to be using the standard 4x3, which even though this is technically the correct way, this is what many of us saw growing up. So we're going to keep it faithful here. And I have used the online service, and there's been some lag, there's been some delay, so that's why I'd rather avoid using that because, nope, not for me. But you see that the moment you click it, it's really easy. It immediately takes you to the game. If you press the shoulder buttons, boom. You see that you can actually create some suspend points. So this is awesome if you just want to play for a little bit, you want to take a break, come right back to it, and the game doesn't have a save feature or no password system. So you can just do that. You can reset the game or immediately go right back to the service and select another game. Let's go right back to Ninja Gaiden and show you at least 1 to 2 minutes. And as you can expect, the game runs pretty fine. Now, I actually don't remember playing this game growing up. I played Ninja Gaiden Black before I think I played this one, but playing this on the Nintendo Switch Online service, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it because it runs great, and let me just try to get that item. Don't expect me to be an expert about this. I've talked about this previously that even though I did play NES games growing up, my first real console that I played extensively was the Super Nintendo. And as you can see, I am just struggling already, and I'm going to get up here, going to get the job done. But this is also awesome if you want to take the Switch on the go with you. You can actually play this offline for a little bit. It does require a checkup though, so don't think that you can just disconnect the Switch, not have it go online for months. It is going to require a way to validate that your Switch online subscription is still active. And I know that some people are going to say, why would I subscribe to this for this? I can emulate this, and I know. But that's illegal. Or unless you want a copy of the game. But if the question is it worth it? I think the answer comes down to the fact that if you like classic games, then yes. But otherwise, maybe not. So let's switch now to River City Ransom. Let's look at this on the list. I forget where it is. Which, by the way, I like the visual appeal. This is super straight to the point. You just get the box art for the game. I prefer that over just having to constantly scroll. I always heard about this game but never played it. And this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up. And I would have loved to play this back in the day because it has a surprising amount of story. So you have these 2 buttons, but if you mash them together, you actually jump. And I didn't realize that until a while after. But you see there's a big black border at the bottom. And right there, you see there's dialogue happening as you play. And I'm surprised that a lot more games did not do that back in the day because I think that's an excellent way to tell a story. You know, you obviously can't have these elaborate cutscenes because of the limitations of the hardware back in the day. So the fact that they were able to get creative with that, I think is the reason why so many people hold this game to such high regard. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is there not like a later version of this game or a modification or something like that? Whenever people talk about this game, I always think they're talking about Retro City Rampage, which I know is not the same game. And now I'm actually going to play a game that I don't often play, this genre, but I've grown to appreciate them over time. And I forget where that version is. Here we go, Gradius. So I'm just going to pop the regular one for a second so you see how that one boots up. And then we're going to go back out and try the SP version. So that way you get an immediate comparison of what they're like. So look at my guns. You saw we were there at the menu. Just play a couple of seconds of this. And in case you're wondering, I don't believe there are specific borders for the games. That would be cool, but I guess eventually this is going to become a pretty big thing, right? Because you see, there's already a large library of games available, so I don't know if they would put the time and effort into making that happen. But that would be cool, but I do like the simplicity of the gray background. It doesn't stand out. It doesn't compete with the graphics and the colors of the games themselves. So let's back out. And now we're going to look for the SP version. Keep in mind, this is just closed, so the moment that I hit play, Boom. Notice right off the bat, I'm immediately in the game. It shows you the SP banner on the right side. And I already have access to a bunch of different weapons. Now, as I mentioned, this is not something that I usually played, so I don't know if this is a ROM hack where they modified the game so I started with just more weapons, or if they just jump me ahead if I'm way farther down the game. But the good thing about this is, say something like The Legend of Zelda. That's actually one of the games that has an SP option. The interesting thing about that one is, it gives you pretty much all the items. There's like no difficulty to the game, which begs the question, well, if there's no challenge, why would you consider doing this, right? But say you just want to get into the game to listen to the music, to move around for a little bit. There's a little bit of slowdown right here, but I don't know if that's part of the original game. You'll let me know in the comment section of the video. And also, that sound is really annoying. And that slowdown is really frustrating. Actually, now that I say that, I'm going to go to this game right here. Super Ghouls and Super Ghost and Goblins. I always get the names mixed up, but this one is a key example where they take you to the end of the game. But I've always played the one that's on the Super Nintendo Classic, right? So I was thinking to myself, like, this game is going to run fine, but this service is a friendly reminder that some of the original games don't exactly hold up and don't feel all that great because there's a screen flickering effect, especially when you're scrolling down. I don't know if the Elgato captures that, although from what I can see in OBS it does. This run's really chunky. It just makes you not want to play because you know there's a better version of this out there. It's kind of like with PlayStation Now. They would sometimes give you access to the PS3 version of the game, even though there is a superior PS4 version that's already available. Going all the way back to the initial question and purpose of this video, is the Nintendo Switch online service worth it? The answer is that if you play online, you have no option. You have to get the service. And considering the fact that for $34.99, there is a yearly family plan that you can have with up to 8 people, and so you're playing Splatoon 2, you're playing Mario Kart, you're playing Super Mario Party because it does have online, even though it's not the best. The great thing is that you can actually share that with the people that you're going to play that with. So all of a sudden it's not $35, it's not $20, unless you want to be giving and you're just like, I paid for the $35, you just take that, make it yours. I think it is absolutely essential if you play online. And if you want to play these classic games, as of the recording of this video, we have this, but they're going to be adding Super Mario Bros. 2. So there's a really solid variety of the traditional Nintendo games that you will love to play. Now, the question that everybody's asking is, eventually, are we going to get Super Nintendo games? I think that's going to be maybe the tipping point. I don't think they're going to go past that because we already have, for example, a game like Ikaruga. It was out on the GameCube, and you can play that and buy that right now on the Nintendo Switch. So I don't think they're going to double dip on things like that, but with Super Nintendo games, I think they should absolutely include them, at least the key ones from Nintendo. So that right there, folks, has been my look at the Nintendo Switch online service, and I would love to know, I'm going to ask you directly, do you think that it is worth subscribing to the service? Because when I first got this, I did play the NES games, but let's be real, after that I played it maybe once or twice after for a stream. But aside from this, I haven't touched this in a couple of weeks. So have you subscribed and not even touched this? Is this the main reason that you subscribe to the service? Please go to the comment section of the video and let me know. And don't forget that I do have available that PlayStation Now service, as well as other videos including the Game Vault, where I play those unplayed games that are just sitting there in my video game library. I've never touched them. I play them for a couple of minutes and I ask the question, do I have fun playing those games? So you can check those videos out every single Friday, and every single Monday, you're treated to a video game review like my Resident Evil 2 remake. I am losing my voice and I do not know why. So I'm just going to close this off asking that if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, hit that notifications bell so that way YouTube lets you know, hey, Juan put out a brand new video. We also do have a combined Discord channel over at presspause.tv/Discord. That's where my wife and myself, which we stream on Twitch. We also have a YouTube channel right here on YouTube, which is where you would have a YouTube channel. So that's a little redundant, but that is the community where we just talk about the games, we talk about what we've been playing, the music that we've been listening. So you can definitely join that. So up until next time, thank you for watching and supporting. And never forget, folks, that my voice is running out, but this epic journey most definitely continues. So thank you for watching, gang. Take care. I really should play Metroid, the original one, but I'm afraid. Although there's this SP version that just makes you have 99 energy, and Samus is alive. Is she supposed to die here? I don't know. Do you not die here, Samus? I guess no.